Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack today. I'm back with my final pack, pack number 36 in my 1988 Topps Mini Leaders box. I'm trying to see how many packs I have to crack to get all 77 cards in the complete set. I've included a link to the preview video in the description below, which gives a little explanation on the set and the highlights of what I could pull in cracking these packs. Since each pack only has 7 cards in it, I'll guess the categories or category the player led their league in, then I'll flip the card over to see if I was right or how very bad my memory was of the 1987 season. I am down to 2 cards to go. I just need Rick Rochelle and Jeff Reardon to complete set number 3. And that was the goal that I really wanted to see happen. There was enough packs, enough cards to get at least 3 complete sets. So out of these last 7 cards, hopefully 2 of them are cards that I need. Okay, looks like Tim Raines is the card on the back, and he's definitely a quadruplicate. So hopefully we'll make it. All right, so let's get this flipped over and get to these last 7 cards. All right, well, let's get Spring Fever Baseball out of there. Okay, first card in the pack is Todd Worrell, closer with the Cardinals. Came up late in the 1985 season, established himself as a closer. Up until that point, they had been doing a bullpen by committee, was instrumental in helping the Cardinals get to the World Series. Unfortunately, in Game 6, against the Royals, everything melted down. Worrell would go on to have a great career with the Cardinals until about 1990 when he suffered an arm injury. Missed about 2 complete years, came back with the Cardinals for a year in 92, and then moved on to the Dodgers to finish out his career. In 1987, I believe he was 3rd in saves. Yep, 3rd in saves with 33 saves, 4th in games finished at 54, and 7th in games at 75. Next card is Bob Welch. Bob Welch was a really good pitcher with the Dodgers, spent a number of years with them, and then moved on to the A's to finish out his career. Won a Cy Young in 1991, featured a split-fingered fastball, which was all the rave in the late 80s, early 90s. I believe Welch was a league leader in victories and strikeouts. Yep, 3rd in strikeouts and 5th in victories, 1st in shutouts, 2nd in innings, 4th in games started, 6th in the ERA, and 7th in complete games. Next up is Shane Raleigh. I haven't been marking off my pack. Todd Worrell, quadruplicate. Bob Welch, quadruplicate. And Shane Raleigh, quadruplicate. Raleigh pitched for a very bad Phillies team. Didn't have a lot of great games. I mean, he had a very high ERA, but he was able to stick in there and be a league leader in victories. Who was stuck to his back? Oh, Tim Raines. Raleigh was a league leader in victories, and I think that was it. Yep, 2nd was 17, 1st in games started, and 7th in innings. 17-11 record with a 4.39 ERA. Tim Raines is our next quadruplicate. Speedy guy, top of the lineup for the Expos for a number of years, and then White Sox, and finished out with the Yankees. Raines barely made it into the Hall of Fame, I think on his last ballot. I think he deserved to be in there. He was, he and Ricky Henderson was the top of the lineup speedy guy in the American League. Tim Raines was that as well. I think Henderson was a better all-around player than Raines, but Tim Raines was a great player. He was a league leader in steals, I want to say batting average, and maybe hits and runs. So 1st in runs, 3rd in batting average, 3rd in on-base percentage, 4th in steals, and 5th in walks. Had a .330 batting average in 1987. Jimmy Key is our next quadruplicate. Ooh, it's coming down to the wire. This is getting really, really close. All right, Jimmy Key was a great pitcher with the Blue Jays. Spent a lot of time in their starting rotation. Originally came up as a middle inning reliever in I think it was 1984. Pitched with them until he moved on to I believe the Yankees and then the Orioles, or maybe it was the Orioles and Yankees. I don't remember the order. He's a league leader in wins and ERA. So 1st in ERA with 276, 5th in games started, 8th in innings, and 8th in victories. 17 victories in the American League that year didn't get you very far. In the National League, that's good enough for 2nd. Next card we have is Jose Canseco. So I see a Jeff Reardon, but unfortunately we're going to be 1 card short. We need Rick Rochelle to complete our set. Canseco formed the other half of the Bash Brothers, talked about McGuire in the previous pack. Canseco had a decent year in 87. Wasn't quite as powerful as Mark McGuire's, but Canseco was a league leader, I think, in doubles and RBI. Nope, I was wrong. Game-winning RBI was 7th, 6th in RBI, and then 10th in doubles. So he was a league leader, but just not in the top 5. Let's see, Jose Canseco was a quadruplicate, and then Jeff Reardon to finish out the very last card in our box. So Jeff Reardon was a closer with the Twins, originally came up with the Mets, moved on to the Expos, Twins, and I think he finished his career with the Red Sox. Had quite a few saves, was very similar to Bruce Sutter and Lee Smith, Goose Gossage, Raleigh Fingers. Just didn't have enough notoriety or recognition to make it into the Hall of Fame. Was a pretty good closer. Unfortunately, he had a relatively high ERA compared to the other closers, but he definitely helped the Twins get to the World Series in 87. He was, I think, the league leader in saves in 1987. Nope, he was second with 31, second in games finished, and 6th in games. So, out of this last pack, card I want to spotlight is going to be Tim Raines. Tim Raines was, I think, really underrated for the vast majority of his career. Rickey Henderson got a lot of notoriety. Raines was able to garner a lot of attention in the National League as well. I think the fun trivia fact is in the 1980s, there was only 3 different players that led the league in steals, and that was Tim Raines, Vince Coleman, and Rickey Henderson. One player, Ron LaFleur, led it 1 year in, I want to say 80, it was an off year that Henderson, maybe it was 1980. Henderson wasn't the league leader in 80. And then there was 1 year where Harold Reynolds was the league leader in 1987 because Henderson was injured. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, subscribe and share. Also share with me in the comments what your favorite card or what you thought was the best card in the pack. Until next time when I'm back to review the results of my 1988 Topps Mini Leaders box.